It is 8:13 on this Thursday morning. It's time to head out to the Good Day Garden. We got David Whitwam out there for us this morning. Hey, David.
Good morning.
What do you got for us today? How's the garden looking?
So, it's looking great. I mean, the garden really loves this weather where it's like kind of cool in the mornings and warming up during the day.
Look at that.
You know, for all of our spring stuff that we have planted, this is really the perfect weather. So our stuff's growing, and we need to maintain the garden as it grows. As you remember, we have some cucumbers planted here. That's a vining plant, and cucumbers. Laura, I think that was you and I that were dealing with the powdery mildew on the yellow squash.
Yes, it was.
Cucumbers are also susceptible to the powdery mildew. And as a cucumber plant grows, the leaves grow pointing in the perfect direction so that they get optimal sunlight.
Right.
Okay? And one of the things that kind of exacerbates powdery mildew is when the leaves aren't getting enough sunlight. So if your cucumber plants start vining out and then you have to move the vine to get it trellised up, that can cause diseases and problems. So it's very important that you have things set up for these plants to grab onto and climb as they grow. So I've done a couple different things here to kind of give a few examples. You could, you know, we got our bamboo poles. You could put a bamboo pole next to it. When these things actually start vining out, I'll show you what they put out to grab onto stuff, but it's very small. So they need something small. So like they couldn't grab onto this right here. And they don't like a horizontal trellis, so these strings here aren't going to cut it. They need a vertical. So I put this pole right here. The other thing you can do on this type of trellis, I've tied a string from up here at the trellis down here to the outside. Now this is a little wonky because our cucumber plant isn't right on it. See the difference, the distance? Yes. So I'd have to still make sure that makes it all the way over. My favorite way to do it, I tied a string up here. And then I got myself a stick, and then I'm going to wrap the stick up so it's nice and tight. And I'm just going to use this as a temporary, stake. And I'm going to put the string in the ground. Here's another cucumber plant right here, so it's right next to it.
Okay, David, listen.
Now that's obviously that. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I want to get to it because we have viewer questions. This is something new that we're trying. I don't want to run out of time because...
Oh, yeah, the questions.
Yes, because we have viewers Nick and Sarah, and so they asked this question. Here's what they say. One problem we've had is white flies. We've been spraying neem oil mixed with water on our eggplant plant, which they seem to love the most, and this will typically reduce them, but we can't seem to get rid of them altogether. We've also tried ladybugs, but they don't seem to stick around long at all. So what can we do to rid our garden of white flies once and for all? What do you think?
So, a few things. Yeah, when the white flies are bad, you're not going to get rid of them once and for all. This last season was really bad for everybody. I'll tell you a few things that I do. A couple things. If you use neem oil all the time, the ladybugs will never set up in your area and use it as a nursery and reproduce because the neem oil will actually kill their young as well. So I'm not saying not to use it. If your whitefly problem is really bad, you got to use something. Next, the whitefly larvae are on the undersides of the leaves. I remove those leaves and dispose of them. Last, I plant things around the areas I'm having issues that attract aphids, and the ladybugs will use it as a nursery. A few examples are those long beans that we grow, cowpeas like black-eyed peas. All of those plants over the summertime, they'll actually attract aphids. They can handle the pressure, and the ladybugs, because that's a food source, will show up and use that area as a nursery, and they'll hang around. They won't just leave. So that's just a couple things to control. You're going to control the whiteflies. You're not going to get rid of them, unfortunately.
So is the eggplant done, or should they pull it up and start over again?
Well, so lastly, if my plants are under attack and I'm removing a lot of leaves to get rid of the larva, you can use a liquid nutrient like my Compost Plus and Micros Plus or fish emulsion or compost tea to give that plant some extra nutrients so it can regrow new leaves.
Okay. All right. David, we got to go, but we've enjoyed this.
Multi-prong approach.
You know your stuff. I will give you that. All right, we'll see you again next week. If you have a gardening question for David, send it to Good Day. Send your question to Good Day Tampa Bay at fox.com. Russ?